We are watching the mastery of a man's life happening in real time. It's being documented, dictated, and displayed for everyone to see, and it's being used as a springboard for us to jump off and rise to our own higher heights if we're willing to take the challenge. Will we take the challenge? Let's go. The streets of Brooklyn transformed Sean Carter to Jay-Z, and he's used his life as a living testimony of his past, present, and future plans. He traded pounds of rock cocaine for a whole new type of rock he created with Dame Dash and Biggs. What followed were stacks of records, CDs, tours, clothing, sneakers, alcohol, and it was all laid out on display. Not only that, but over the years he's laid out a continuous, no pun intended, blueprint for us to follow. And in the immortal words of Rakim, we can choose to follow the leader, raise ourselves out of our current state, dream bigger, and step into millionaire and even billionaire status. In this video, we dig into the sheer mastery of the bars Jay laid down on DJ Khaled's God Did. What he displayed is far beyond today's commonplace of rap music, and I do mean rap music as distinguished from hip-hop. This song and verse is timely delivered in the reflective now, and it comes on the 50th anniversary of hip-hop itself. In my humble opinion, this verse is a display of the dynamic, all-encompassing art form of music, dance, language, style, fashion, graffiti, and swagger. Jay-Z, being 52, is an actual child of hip-hop. I can see that this is not only the maturation of Sean Carter, but the maturation of hip-hop itself. If we haven't met before, my name is Newkirk, and aside from producing, recording, teaching, doing instrument and plugin reviews, there's nothing I love more than doing an educated hip-hop reaction video, extracting the messages in the music and relaying them back to you so we can all level up our game. Welcome to my channel. Let's go.
Hove did. Please Lord forgive me for what the stove did.
Right from the top, we have a double entendre. J-Hove did, but he couldn't have did it without Jehovah. All encompassing. I think Jay realized that saying, God helps those who help themselves, took it to heart and utilized it all the way down. Please Lord forgive me for what the stove did. But what did the stove do? Well, it cooked up that rock cocaine. That at the time seemed like his only way out. So yeah, he's at billionaire status now, but he had to use that stove to get out. It broke up families. It sent people to jail. It killed people, hurt people, created crack babies. That stove did a lot, and he knows that.
How many billionaires can come from whole crib? I count 3, me, A, and Ree. Bronze and rock boy, so 4 technically.
Deep. So he's aware of what he's done. First he said he made millionaires. Now he clearly makes billionaires. Some talk it, Jay walks it. And that's really something to think about if you really dig into it. That this dude from Marcy Projects, slinging rock on the corner, to now making billionaires out of other regular people. Kanye West, Rihanna, Lebron James. Now being that his verse is over 4 minutes long, I'm just gonna dig into the most poignant bars that I saw that stood out to me. Because there's so many of them, it would take 2 videos to get through all of it.
I left the dope game with my record clean. I turned the cocaine into champagne.
Rarely did you see anybody do the drug game and get out clean and unscathed. And then Jay-Z came along. Not only did he get out, but he turned cocaine into champagne. And how did he do that? With records. Clean records. He never went to jail. His record is clean. He's made clean records that play on the radio, and that got him out the game. And then he said,
I cleaned up La Madrina with the same soap.
So La Madrina is Lauren Padilla. She was the matriarch of the Savage Skulls from the Bronx. That was a gang in the Bronx, and there were plenty of gangs in the Bronx. You know, Zulu Nation, Gestapo, Black Spades. So what he's saying is that his efforts have cleaned up the people that came before him as well. And it serves as another entendre to the documentary La Madrina that's on Showtime right now. Bars.
Now the weed stores, can you believe this top? I put my hustle on the Forbes, can you believe this guy?
So now my street hustle, my street gangster is now on the cover of Forbes. Who else has been on Forbes that had that much dirt in their background? He's letting you know that the corporate world is just as dirty as the street.
Then we said fuck it, took the dope public. Out the mud, they gotta face you now. You can't make up this shit.
That's a heavy entendre right there on multiple levels. So basically his life in general, you can't make it up. But then they have to face you. And when you're face to face with someone, A lot of times people put on a face, so their face is made up. And it also is saying makeup, like how a woman puts on makeup.
Why? Because I got it out the mud. I done seen it all. So they gotta face you now.
Crazy.
I'm at the cap table, what the splits is. Not that cap table, boy, we live this.
What's a cap table? See, here's Jay teaching us again about business. A cap table is basically an overall view of a company. It's basically a spreadsheet that shows you the ownership, the diversification, the outstanding shares, the value, all of that on a company. It shows you the splits, like the splits on a record. So he says, I'm at the cap table because he's a business owner, where the splits be. Not at that cap table, because y'all niggas is cap. We live this.
Breezy, what the business is. We pushing Fenty like fentanyl. The shit is all legitimate.
We pushing Fenty like fentanyl. So what he's saying is Riri is moving so much Fenty, it's like she's slinging fentanyl on the street.
He was down 10 for this. We just got his 10 back, then went back like where the interest is.
Now this one is heavy, and I'm not sure if Jay is really saying what I think he's saying, because I know some things that a lot of people really just don't know on the surface. So E was down for 10, I believe he's talking about Emery, his man, but then he says we got his 10 back, then went back and asked where the interest is. The game happens like this. When you get arrested, you are bonded by the state or the Fed. They put a bond on you. You can look it up. Those bonds are basically insurance contracts, and you get interest from them. So he's saying we got his 10 back. Possibly that means he got reimbursed through the bonds. He said, we got his 10 back. So they might have got those bonds cashed in. And then they went back and said, where the interest is, homie. Speaking of interest, if you're interested in making some passive income and you're good with saving money, I can show you a way to take a small bag, stash it over here. It'll gain rapid interest. You can take that interest and stack it on top. It'll gain more. And you can stack it on top, and the next thing you know, you'll have a fat bag. If you're interested in that, then hit me at hedgenest@gmail.com. That's hedgenest, HEDGENEST. And I'll show you how to lower your risk, hedge your bets, and build your nest egg. I'll put the email and the link below, and we can set up a one-on-one conversation where I can show you how to get this done. Back to the video.
M light up the 03. We let y'all do the Zazas. OG for the OGs.
M light up the 03. We let y'all do the Zazas. OG is for the OGs. Love it. This is a reference to his brand Monogram, but it's also a reference to OGs smoking OG Kush. So he always stacks on stacks on stacks. I looked up 03, and although I don't really smoke that much weed anymore, when I looked it up, I was like, I'd like some 03. Check this out. This is directly from his website. This is good business too. Number 03. With initial aromas of sweet Kush and mint, Number 03 invites you to step back and smell the flowers. Notes of grape, diesel, and Kush lead to a powerful finish, encouraging you to take a hit, slow down, and enjoy the ride. Nice, right?
Gotta be crazy to y'all, nigga, we surprised. Shit is too much how we grew up. Shit don't even feel real to us.
Like he looks around probably at his mansion and is like, the odds were so stacked against me, like I wouldn't even be alive at this point. So y'all think this is a trip? Imagine me. We surprised, homie. He probably looks around at Emery and Tata like, yo, y'all, you see this shit? Look at what we got. But don't even look real to us.
OG sold it, OG called Kingpin. If those are drug lords, then who are we then?
You call them Kingpin. If those are drug lords, then what are we then? Think about that for a minute. Look at what I put on the board. Look at what I put on the map. So if those are drug lords, what you call us?
The way we used to play with life, I'm now careful with the sentences. Them only jail bars of life.
Now I'm careful with the sentences. The words that come out of your mouth can sentence you, literally. They can condemn you. Those are the only jail bars I like. So the bars are bars that's coming out of his mouth. And those bars is what he's used to evade actual jail bars.
Somehow I outfox every box that try to throw me in with great ceremony, yeah.
I'll get out of any box they try to throw me in. That could be a reference to Lauryn Hill's I Get Out, because she had that song on Unplugged talking about I get out, saying that you can't put me in any kind of box. You try to throw me in the box of a rapper, I get out. You try to throw me in the box of your basic businessman. He's a hip-hop urban fashion guy, I get out. He's a urban sneaker brand, I get out. So there's no way to lock me into any box. I am what I say I am. The spiritual overtone, again, back to Hove did, God body. Back to the teachings of his 5% learning.
I have you speaking to the souls of men, those of them willing to die for the existence that this cold world has chose for them.
What? So he's talking to the cats that are so strong within that they don't care about what this cold world has chosen for them. They get out the box as well. They're willing to die to get out of the box that they're in. That's who he's talking to their soul.
A lot of fallen soldiers on these roads of sin. For those who make the laws, I'ma always have smoke for them.
So for those who make the laws, the lawmakers, I'ma always have smoke, okay, for them. I'ma always have beef with them. So he stays dealing with this, like, this overtone of law. You could tell the brother's been digging into law deeply, probably because of what he went through, dodging the law. Because like he said, I'm like Jackie Robinson. I jack, I rob, I sin, but when I run base, I dodge the pen. So he's dodged getting thrown in jail. You know what I mean? And when he runs bass, which is the bass on the song also, he dodged the pen because he don't need to write it down. His entendres are ridiculous, but whatever. We keep on going here.
All this pain from the outside inspired all this growth within. Some new planes getting broken in.
All this pain from the outside inspired this growth within. So watching all this pain, seeing all this pain, experiencing all this pain on the outside inspired the growth within. We talking about grown man business, grown man bars. These is 52-year-old bars, people. New planes getting broken in. That's a flex right there. I'm breaking in new planes, baby. Got my new jet, I'm breaking it in. Let's go.
Highest elevation of the self. They done fucked around and gave the right niggas wealth.
Highest elevation of self. They done fucked around and gave the right niggas wealth. Right back to the God body lessons again. Alright, so I'm breaking a new plane in. What do planes do? They go to higher elevations. But what does he do? He goes to higher elevations of self. Letting you know that they done gave the wrong niggas wealth.
These ain't songs, these is hymns, cause I'm him. This is Psalm 151, it's New Testament.
I looked up Psalms. Psalms only goes to 150. So he's not playing when he says, it's the new Psalms. It's the New Testament. The song is within me. I'm the him. So this is like a new revelation. This is the next Psalm, Psalm 151. The Book of Hove. Possibly like the Book of Eli, because Eli, Denzel Washington, had the book inside of him. And he was the last book. So he gave the last testament literally so they could rewrite it down. So that was the Book of Eli, the Book of Hove.
Next time we have a discussion, who the goat, you donkeys know that. Forgive me, that's my passion talking. Sometimes I feel like Farrakhan talking to Mike Wallace. I think y'all should keep quiet.
Sometimes I feel like Farrakhan talking to Mike Wallace. Whoa, I just saw that the other day actually. I was just scrolling Instagram.
You go to Nigeria, which is, if not the most corrupt nation in Africa, and it is, it could be the most corrupt nation in the world, Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, now, Mr. Wallace.
It is the most corrupt nation that I have ever covered. I've been there 25 years ago, and I've been there as recently as last year.
Fine. So what? You're not in any moral position to tell anybody how corrupt they are. You should be quiet and let those of us who know our people go there and help them get out of that condition. But America should keep her mouth shut wherever there's a corrupt regime, as much hell as America has raised on the earth. No, I will not allow America or you, Mr. Wallace, to condemn them as the most corrupt nation on earth when you have spilled the blood of human beings. Has Nigeria dropped an atomic bomb and killed people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Have they killed off millions of Native Americans? How dare you put yourself in that position as a moral judge? I think you should keep quiet. So let's not play holy to moralize on them. Let's help them.
I'm not moralizing. I'm asking a question, and I got an answer.
Why would you put it as the most corrupt regime in the world? That doesn't make sense.
Can you think of one more corrupt?
Yeah, I'm living in one.
Jay-Z don't need to come out of retirement. Every now and then he'll just pop up and give us, you know, a stream of consciousness that he's thinking, and we'll get God did. That's enough for me. I'm good on that. We can hold on to these 4 minutes and ride with him for a minute. You know what I mean? Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back with more. Got some instrument reviews coming up, some plugin reviews coming up, some beat making coming up. I'll see you soon, God willing. Peace out.
Nobody touched the billy until Hope did. How many billionaires could come from Hope crib? I count 3, me, A, and Bree.